Paris Hilton has detailed alleged sexual abuse she endured while attending a Utah boarding school for troubled teens in the 1990s. The reality star, 41, said her childhood was stolen by the alleged abuse at Provo Canyon School, where she spent 11 months aged 17, with Paris claiming she was left violated after being forced to submit to cervical exams. Speaking to the New York Times, Paris, who has campaigned to regulate troubled teen centers since initially going public in 2020 with alleged physical and mental abuse incidents at the school in 2020, said she had tried to black out the reported incidents. She said, "Very late at night, this would be around 3 or 4 in the morning, they would take myself and other girls into this room, and they would perform medical exams. This wasn't even with a doctor. It was with a couple different staff members, where they would have us lay on the table and put their fingers inside of us. And I don't know what they were doing, but it was definitely not a doctor, and it was really scary. It was really scary, and it's something that I really had blocked out for many years. But it's coming back all the time now, and I think about it. And now, looking back as an adult, that was definitely sexual abuse." Paris further detailed the alleged incidents on Twitter, writing, "Sleep-deprived and heavily medicated, I didn't understand what was happening. I was forced to lie on a padded table, spread my legs and submit to cervical exams. I cried while they held me down and said, 'No.' They just said, 'Shut up. Be quiet. Stop struggling or you'll go to OBS.' It's important to open up about these painful moments so I can heal and help put an end to this abuse. This was a recurring experience not only for me but for other #survivors. I was violated and I am crying as I type this because no one, especially a child, should be sexually abused. My childhood was stolen from me and it kills me. This is still happening to other innocent children." She tweeted Universal Health Services, who purchased Provo Canyon School in 2000, the year after her alleged abuse, urging them to shut down the center. She wrote, "Stop prioritizing profit over people at UHS_Incorporated. I demand you take immediate action, starting by shutting down Provo Canyon School by April 1, 2023. End child abuse at UHS or retweet if you agree. #shutdown.ps #Goose take action #end child abuse." Paris appeared alongside other young people who had been sent to similar centers as teenagers, in a series titled, "Can You Punish a Child's Mental Health Problems Away?" Daily Mail. Com has contacted representatives for the school for comment. The Teen Treatment Center, where a 12-month stay costs up to $300,000, has faced previous accusations of beating, drugging and sexually abusing its clients. The socialite first slammed the institution in her 2020 documentary This Is Paris and succeeded in pushing for new, tighter regulation on schools for troubled teens. Testifying to Utah lawmakers in February 2021, the hotel heiress said she was verbally, mentally and physically abused on a daily basis at Provo Canyon. "I was cut off from the outside world and stripped of all of my human rights. I was not allowed to be myself, hold my own opinions or even speak. Without a diagnosis, I was forced to consume medication that made me feel numb and exhausted. I didn't breathe fresh air or see the sunlight for 11 months, she said. Children were restrained, hit, thrown into walls, strangled and sexually abused regularly at Provo. I could not report this because all communication with my family was monitored and censored. That was the worst of the worst. There's no getting out of there. You're sitting on a chair and staring at a wall all day long, getting yelled at or getting hit. The socialite slammed the institution in her 2020 documentary This Is Paris and succeeded in pushing for new, tighter regulation on schools for troubled teens. The Times claims the school still faces numerous lawsuits, with one suit, in which 49 plaintiffs are named. More than 24 people have claimed to have been sexually abused by a former medical director. Paris has campaigned for the school's closure since going public with her allegations. In August 2021, Universal Health Services was sued over the alleged torture and sexual abuse of another student. Aaron Ross was 13 when he was sent to Provo Canyon School in Utah in 2001, where he claims a staff member forced him to perform oral sex on them 12 times under threat of starvation, locked him in solitary confinement for weeks, and made him sit for weeks at a desk facing the wall. The lawsuit accused the school of practicing a myriad of maltreatment including physical, verbal and sexual abuse, chemical sedation and isolation, vigorous labor, the use of physical restraints, food and sleep deprivation and humiliation, amongst others, some of which the Geneva Convention banned as being too extreme for prisoners of war. It said Provo Canyon is among the worst of allegedly abusive schools, highlighting Hilton's campaign to tighten laws monitoring institutions for troubled teens, alleged abuse at Provo Canyon, and hundreds of police and regulator investigations there over assaults, sex offenses and child abuse since 2012. In March 2021, the Utah legislature approved the SB 127 bill backed by Paris to enact more regulations on the state's troubled teen centers. A spokesman for Provo Canyon School told Daily Mail. Provo Canyon School was sold by its previous ownership in August 2000. We therefore cannot comment on the operations or student experience prior to that time. What we can say is that the school provides a structured environment teaching life skills, providing behavioral health therapy, and continuing education for youth who come to us with pre-existing and complex emotional, behavioral and psychiatric needs. These youths have not been successful in typical home and school environments, and in many cases have a history of engaging in dangerous behaviors such as self-harming and or attempting suicide, physical violence and or aggression toward others, and use of illicit substances. While we acknowledge there are individuals over the many years who believe they were not helped by the program, we are heartened by the many stories former residents share about how their stay was a pivot point in improving, and in many cases, saving, their lives. Provo Canyon School today is an intensive, psychiatric residential treatment center for youth between the ages of 8 and 18. We offer innovative, evidence-based therapeutic interventions, academic instruction and life skills training tailored to the needs of each of our students. Our treatment is holistic in nature, and supports wellness strategies including education, physical activity, nutritious foods and appropriate structured outdoor time. Over the last 2 decades, mental health treatment has evolved from a behaviors-based foundation to a personalized, trauma-informed approach. We work with extremely complex individuals who often present a danger to themselves and others. Provo Canyon School is committed to the safety of our students and staff. Provo Canyon School does not use solitary confinement as a form of intervention. Licensed physicians prescribe medication as necessary to assist residents in addressing their mental health-related diagnoses. The students and their families are informed of changes to prescription medications and participate in decision-making about medications. Provo Canyon School physicians do not prescribe or use any medication as a means of discipline. The infrequent use of medications to assist a student in gaining control is within the standard of care and the requirements in Utah Code. We do not use medication to sedate, render a student immobile or restrict them in their ability to continue to engage actively in their care. Provo Canyon School provides every student with a survey upon discharge that rates their overall experience and provides the facility with feedback. Out of 1,651 discharged students from Provo Canyon School between January 2018, June 2022, 88% responded to the survey, providing a score of 4. 88 out of 5 overall on the student satisfaction rating scale. In 2018, student satisfaction survey results reported 99.7% of students report that they feel better at discharge than when admitted, 99.1% of students report that overall they were very satisfied with their treatment, 97.8% of students report that they would recommend the facility to someone needing treatment, 99.4% of students report that they felt safe while they were there, 99.4% of students report that they were treated with dignity and respect. In 2019, student satisfaction survey results reported 99.2% of students report that they feel better at discharge than when admitted, 98.9% of students report that overall they were very satisfied with their treatment, 98.2% of students report that they would recommend the facility to someone needing treatment, 99.2% of students report that they felt safe while they were there, 99.2% of students report that they were treated with dignity and respect. In 2020, student satisfaction survey results reported 99.7% of students report that they feel better at discharge than when admitted, 100% of students report that overall they were very satisfied with their treatment, 100% of students report that they felt safe while they were there, 98.4% of students report that they were treated with dignity and respect. In 2021, student satisfaction survey results reported 100% of students report that they feel better at discharge than when admitted, 100% of students report that overall they were very satisfied with my treatment, 99.7% of students report that they felt safe while they were here. 100% of students report that they were treated with dignity and respect. According to YTD June 2022 student satisfaction survey results, 100% of students report that they feel better at discharge than when admitted, 100% of students report that overall they were very satisfied with my treatment, 99.5% of students report that they felt safe while they were here. 98.9% of students report that they were treated with dignity and respect. Provo Canyon School is highly regulated by multiple agencies and organizations. Provo Canyon School is licensed by the State of Utah, Department of Human Services. It is accredited by the Joint Commission, National Accreditation of Healthcare Organizations including Psychiatric Residential Treatment Centers, and Cognia/Advanced for academic services. On average, our facility receives 20 to 30 independent on-site audits annually by highly qualified, professional auditors. We are required by law and contract to report any significant, negative finding to all our regulatory agencies to which we are responsible, as well as required by contract to report to all funding agencies. We do not condone or promote any form of abuse. Any and all alleged/suspected abuse is reported immediately to our state regulatory authorities, law enforcement and child protective services, as required. We are committed to providing high-quality care to youth with special, and often complex, emotional, behavioral and psychiatric needs. We are concerned that the current media coverage may increase the stigma around seeking help for behavioral health concerns. This would be a disservice if it leads people away from seeking necessary care and increases the stigma around mental health that providers, organizations, advocates and members of the public have worked so hard, and made much progress over the years, to break. Thousands of youth with behavioral health issues have been helped over the years at Provo Canyon School. Although the vast majority of students report benefiting from the care they received at Provo Canyon School, occasionally some students do not believe their treatment was successful. We cannot comment on individuals' treatment, care or allegations due to privacy laws, but will reiterate that we are committed to providing high-quality care in a compassionate, safe environment. Ultimately, the value our clinicians and staff provide is evidenced by their ability to improve and save lives. As related to recent legislation, Provo Canyon School is in support of Utah Senate Bill 127. We are supportive of the additional transparency the legislation requires. As always, our singular goal is student safety. As a matter of policy and procedure, we have always operated within the requirements of our reporting obligations. Leadership and staff of Provo Canyon School are highly committed to providing effective treatment, compassionate care and a nurturing environment for the students and families we serve. We welcome collaborative discussion, change and opportunity to enhance the care and services provided in our level of residential care. We seek to be transparent in our operations and practices as far as it also ensures the rights, respect and dignity of the students we treat. If you have been affected by this story, in the U.S. contact the National Sexual Assault Hotline on 800-656-4673 or visit www.rain.org. In the UK contact Rape Crisis on 0808-802-9999 on contact the service using their online chat function.